Greetings and salutations, and welcome back to Geek Culture Combat. I am your host, Rob, and in this video, we are going to be going over Batman versus Moon Knight, the Dark Knight versus the Moon Knight, and we're going to see who's going to win. I will be representing Batman, and we have a special guest, Draven. Yes, that is his name, cool name, and Draven will be representing the Moon Knight. But before we get started, let me remind you to go ahead and like, share, subscribe, smash that notification bell, and at the end of this debate, you decide who won. And we're talking about the characters, not us personally. We're talking about the characters. So you decide who won, whether it's Batman or Moon Knight. Put it in the comment section down below. Now, I am going to go ahead and get started with Batman. But you know what? This guy really needs no introduction, but I'll do it anyway. We all know Bruce Wayne. So let's get into Bruce Wayne a little bit. Okay, the character who's made way back in 1939. He started out in Detective Comics, like number 27 roughly, and then Batman is the secret identity of Bruce Wayne. He is the billionaire of Wayne Enterprises. Obviously, he got that from his father who started the company. And he witnessed the murder of his parents as a child, which leads him to train himself to physical and intellectual perfection. And then he donned the Batman costume in order to fight crime in Gotham. Okay, he operates, he has a Batcave, which is underneath Wayne Manor, and he's assisted by his butler and surrogate father, Alfred Pennyworth. He is the man in Batman's ear a lot. So some of the accolades of Batman: he is known to be the Dark Knight. He's also called the Caped Crusader. He is the protector of Gotham. He's the Prince of Gotham, as being, Wayne, being the Wayne CEO, Wayne Enterprises CEO. He's also known as the world's greatest detective. He is a master tactician. He has been on teams, the Justice League's Dark. He's been obviously a founding member of the Justice League. And one of the interesting things about that is that he is pretty much the only human on the Justice League, and yet they defer to him and his leadership and his ability to strategize. He is the chief tactician. Now with that, I'm going to turn the mic over to Draven and let him tell you more about Moon Knight, Mark Spector.
All right, so hello everyone. I'm going to be defending Moon Knight. So Moon Knight is, let's be honest here, Moon Knight is basically Marvel's ripoff of Batman.
Okay.
Almost T for T. I mean, Moon Knight his name is Mark Spector. He was a mercenary, and he almost died in Egypt. And when that happened, they put his body next to a statue of the Egyptian god Khonshu, and he became Moon Knight. He had a talk with the Egyptian god Khonshu, and basically the rest is history. He's a master tactician as well. He was in the CIA. He's been a boxer. He's a very talented fighter. But the thing about Moon Knight is he is absolutely insane. He's mentally unstable. He has 3 or 4 different personalities depending on what you're reading at the time. Yeah, I mean, there's really not much other than that. He's basically insane, and he's a great fighter. He doesn't have any superpowers. Unless you're reading the Fist of Khonshu run, that's the only series he's had powers in. So I've never considered Moon Knight to actually have superpowers myself.
Agreed. He had him for a little bit, but as of now,
Yeah, I was gonna say his powers never stuck. I think that run was in like the 80s or 90s, and they just kind of gave that up.
pretty much. All right, so let's get in it. We can get in the back. We can jump in and go back and forth and stuff like that. So let me remind you, sir, my client, just so you know, okay, we're dealing with 2 humans, but let me tell you something, okay? My client is not a typical human, sir. He has peak human conditioning, okay, on the Olympic level, in some areas above Olympic level athlete. His strength, speed, stamina, agility, reflexes, senses, Healing, endurance are at peak of human potential and perfection, sir. He started training as young as 10 years old. Okay, he spent the better part of his youth. Okay, he wasn't playing with his Legos like other little kids. He was training. He was going all over the world training. On the physical side, peak human strength. He's been known to be able to, bench press, 1,000 pounds, put 1,000 pounds over his head. They say a bench press up to, 2,000 a ton, which was, seen, in comics. He's been doing things like that. Dude is tough, okay? His durability, yes, he's a normal human. However, he is tough, okay? All humans are not built the same. He's pretty doggone tough. His muscles and bones are far tougher and vastly denser than ordinary humans, making him extremely durable to certain degrees. Now we're talking about on the human spectrum. Augmented by his iron forged willpower, he can tolerate massive amount of physical pain and damage. We've seen this, okay? His physique, which is rigorously trained to the utmost human limit and is extremely tough and resistant to damage, which allows him to survive dangers that would have killed most other people, like being slammed through thick reinforced concrete with little to no injury. Okay, we've seen that. He's fought superhuman people like Killer Croc and Bane, okay, and withstood their blows. A brief tussle with Wonder Woman, despite her vast superhuman strength. The Batman is tough. He survived, being electric shock. He's been stabbed, okay. The guy has been through the ringer, and he is still going strong, okay. That's just on his durability, sir. I don't think your man, Mark.
All right. You got a good point, but my man over here, Mark, all right. So what? Batman might be a little bit stronger than my man's Mark Spector over here, all right? But see, where he's got the edge, my friend, is Batman has morals, okay? Moon Knight has none, okay? He's an absolute true sociopath. Mm-hmm. All right, and I think Batman might be fighting to incapacitate, whereas my boy Moon Knight here, he's fighting to kill, 100% fighting to kill. And Moon Knight thoroughly believes in not blocking an attack just at all. So whatever Batman's gonna throw at him, Moon Knight's just gonna take it. He doesn't believe in blocking. It wastes too much time. He's just gonna try and hit him back. So, I mean, really, at the end of the day, I think it comes down to, is Batman gonna have the strength to put my boy down? Because I mean, Mark's fighting to kill, man. I mean, he doesn't let his enemies just kind of walk away freely like that. I mean, this is like his 4th murder charge this week.
How could you? How disrespectful! I can't believe you. My boy has fought people like Killer Croc. You understand? Killer Croc, okay? Bane, the dude broke my boy's back, okay? So he's already used to fighting people who are trying to kill him. In most cases, people, every time anyone fights back, man, they're like always trying to kill him. Have you heard of Deathstroke? They're always trying to kill him, and he's coming out on top. Don't disrespect my client like that, sir. I can't have you do that.
All right, but you see, the thing is we're talking about things that really aren't on Batman's level, though. I mean, Killer Croc, that's a massive ass crocodile. Don't get me wrong. He's huge. He's mean. He's gonna, he's fighting to kill as well. But the difference is, I think, in this one, is that these are both just human beings, man. These are both human beings. I mean, really, at their peak physical condition. One is fighting for morals and on behalf of life, and Mark, he doesn't believe in that. So I mean, I really think that the difference there is going to be is he going to be able to incapacitate Mark before Mark tries to shoot him in the head?
A master of pressure points. He's going to knock him out. Master of pressure points. That is
I mean, he might be a master. Okay, so as a master of pressure points, though, I mean, we got to think Moon Knight's going to be on the same par as that. I mean, he's been a former mercenary. He was in the CIA. He's, you know, just like Batman, he goes through intense training. He's got all the gadgets. He's got all the toys, you know.
That's true.
So, and the one difference too with my client here is that it depends on how you look at it as well. So this might not count, but definitively Moon Knight as a character doesn't have superpowers, but he is like imbued with the magic from Khonshu. So as the moon gets more full, Moon Knight gets more all of his human attributes kind of are boosted. Mm-hmm. So if they're fighting and it's at night and it is, you know, depending on the day, Moon Knight's a little bit stronger. So I mean, it could, you know, I think, you know, with Moon Knight fighting to kill, I think Moon Knight's got the edge just because he's absolutely insane. He's not going to try and block any of Batman's attacks. So even if Batman tries to pressure point him and just knock him out, there's a good chance that it's not going to affect Moon Knight.
Well, here's going to be the difference. I think here's the difference. Okay, so I think the difference is you're right that Moon Knight, Mr. Mark Spector, he is trained. Okay, he's mercenary. He has some military training. You know, expert boxer and things like that. But here's the difference. The difference is Bruce Wayne is a master of 128 styles of martial arts, and he often switches up just to be unpredictable. He does that on purpose. He is a master martial artist. He's mastered all the pressure points, as I said, and he is known for being one of the best fighters in all of the DC universe. And on just about any list of top fighters for DC, on just about anyone's list, he's gonna make the top 10. I cannot say the same thing for Mark Spector. I just cannot do that. But just looking at a little bit of Bruce Wayne's martial arts, because this is what's gonna be the difference. Besides Batman being a tactician, okay? Batman has entirely mastered and even perfected every single form of hand-to-hand combat known to man, and is one of the finest human combatants Earth has ever known. He has trained around the world for years to master multiple martial arts. Master Kirigi stated to Bruce that he is a natural genius in fighting due to his great violent nature inside of him. Even Karate Kid of the future was very surprised that Batman adapted and learned future style combat in seconds that he has never even experienced. He has completely mastered all unarmed, hand-to-hand combat styles of martial arts, including but not limited to MMA, Muay Thai, Eskrima, Krav Maga, Capoeira, Sabate, Yawan, Taekwondo, Judo, Jiu-Jitsu, Kickboxing, Hapkido, Sambo, Wing Chun, Parkour, Shorin Ryu, Silat, Ninja, Kyoto, Aikido, Jeet Kune Do, and the list goes on and on. Tai Chi, Kung Fu, Kempo, Karate. His primary form of combat is a harmonious mixture of Jiu-Jitsu, Taekwondo, Judo, Muay Thai, Sabate, Karate, Kung Fu, Boxing, Capoeira, Krav Maga. See, this is some stuff that Mark cannot handle. Ninjutsu, he knows he's a ninja, okay? Batman has proven he easily defeat a highly trained Green Beret within seconds, defeat multiple groups of armed opponents, fight evenly with Lady Shiva, which is known to be very, very dangerous, and Deathstroke multiple times, defeat enemies that are physically superior to him through the use of sheer skill. He has also trained many other people to be the fighters that they are, like Nightwing, Red Hood, Tim Drake, and so on. And it can be inferred from him turning them into the fighters that they are, that he is indeed a skilled fighter. He's also trained Superman a little bit. You know, the dude, his accolades just go on and on and on. This dude is off the charts. That, you know, we're keeping everything as far as from a human perspective. The dude is off the charts, okay? And then being a master tactician. Oh, one other trump card is that Batman, Bruce Wayne, the dude has dossiers, the dude has a plan, the dude has a contingency to beat the entire Justice League. He has a contingency to beat the entire Justice League, and he is a lowly human. And all these superpowered people defer to him when it comes to strategy, battle, and tactics. I'm sorry. Mark Spector has have to sit down, stay on the porch while the big dogs are out there fighting. Sorry.
All right, so you've got a point, and I've been thinking about it this whole time, all right? So let's be realistic here. Mark Spector's insane, so he's gonna try and shoot Batman before Batman even sees it. And if he doesn't do that, let's say he misses. He's also a martial artist. He was a former heavyweight boxing champion before he became Moon Knight or even a mercenary or anything like that. Mm-hmm. He went into just crazy training as a commando, a CIA agent, and of course being a mercenary. Mm-hmm. So some of his skills, sorry, I had to pull out my notes. I couldn't just go off my brain anymore. So all of his martial arts, we got some boxing, savate, judo, kung fu. I mean, he understands pressure points against his opponents, so he'll go for all of your nerve clusters, trying to stun you or incapacitate you. So, I mean, he's up on par with Batman in that. He's fought the Punisher to a standstill in the comics. It's been stated that if Moon Knight was mad enough, he would kill Thanos in the comics as well. I mean, it also depends on your writing, of course. But it's been said he also has a psychic resistance. So because of his multiple personalities, certain psychic powers and trying to intrude his thoughts and know what he's thinking and all that, you can't do that. He's an expert pilot as well. So I mean, he's right up there on par with Batman in a lot of these things. Now, I think that where my boy is going to be a little weak is the fact that Bruce Wayne can bench 1,000 pounds. I mean, that's insane. So Mark Spector can only bench like 460 on a good day. So, I mean, it really comes down to, in my opinion, who's got the most endurance. Who's going to be standing there fighting the longest until their last breath? And I'm going to put my money on Mark, man. I mean, he's got the experience that Batman doesn't have, for the simple fact that Mark's got the different identities. So, Mark's got Jake Lockley, Stephen Grant, and then depending on the title, there's also like Mr. Knight and stuff. But those are the identities he uses. His multiple personality disorder. Those are the identities that he uses. Jake Lockley is a cab driver, and that's who he uses to kind of spy on the underground and kind of get this information and learn as much as he can, while Batman spies and learns as much as he can, but it's not really as much of hands-on experience. So I kind of think that my client here's got more of the edge because he's fought more. He has been through a lot more spiritual journeys. He's not gonna just get hit and stay down. You're not gonna get him down. I mean, his stamina. He's not gonna give up. His endurance. He's gonna keep fighting until he kills Batman.
My man is a master criminal psychologist, and he is not called the world's greatest detective for nothing. He can find out whatever he needs to find out. He is a detective. It's what he does. And I never even got into his bat suit. I never even got into that. But his bat suit is composed of Kevlar and a small percentage of titanium. Okay, so that makes it bulletproof and resistant to most forms of attack, explosions, blunt trauma, falls, etc. It's also flame retardant and insulated. The gloves and the boots are reinforced to nullify the impact of punches and kicks. Batman's gauntlets have retractable metallic blades on their sides. The cape is extremely light and can be used to glide long distances. The cowl is composed in small part by lead, which shields Batman's face from identification X-ray, like via X-rays. It also has infrared viewer and auditory sensors. The cowl is outfitted with security system, aggravating gas, electric blast, like the utility belt. And I didn't even get into the utility belt. And he keeps that in a nice iconic yellow utility belt. Over the years, it has produced plastic explosive, nerve toxins, batarangs, smoke bombs, a finger prick kit, okay, cutting tools, the grapple gun, the rebreather, so he can, in case someone throws gas or something like that. Superman also entrusted Batman with a ring made of kryptonite, should he ever go rogue or anything like that. That's how much respect my client gets from everyone around him. He gets that kind of respect, okay? So your boy Mark Spector, he's gonna have to shoot him in the face, and more specifically, he'd have to shoot him in the mouth. I don't think he's gonna get that shot off because Batman is still around. Batman's been around since 1939, or since the 1930s, and he's been fighting people above his class forever. It's what he does. He has a menagerie of villains. And as far as crazy, he deals with crazy. He deals with the captain of crazy, the king of crazy, the clown prince of crime, the king of crazy. He deals with that. Okay, so he's one of the best strategists of all time in all of comics. He's one of the absolute best. I'm sorry, my client is gonna have to thoroughly thrash your boy. I'm sorry, he's not gonna get away with this. He's not.
Okay, all right. We can talk about suits, my man. My man, all right. Mark Spector's suit isn't just some flimsy little Kevlar, all right. His entire suit is made out of carbonadium, which, as Moon Knight puts it, is basically adamantium, but more flexible. Mm-hmm. My man's walking around with basically an exoskeleton of adamantium. All right, you're not even getting into my boy's suit. You're not gonna just walk up and cut it with a knife, okay? My man can throw a crescent moon, all right, which is his rip-off batarang, and if he throws that the right way, there's a good chance he's gonna cut Batman's suit, depending on what suit Batman's wearing. And if we're just going off of his basic suit, that's like a Kevlar weave with the steel plate in the yellow spot on his chest. So, I mean, you're not even gonna hit my man's. You're not gonna cut his skin. You're not gonna break the skin. The worst you're gonna do is maybe rip off his cloak, and that's because his cloak's not armored. The one thing on him that's not armored is his cloak. So, I mean. I don't know, man. I mean, you might knock my boy's flashlight off.
Blunt force trauma. Okay, guys, with that is going to be our debate. This has been debate between the Dark Knight versus the Moon Knight, Bruce Wayne versus Mark Spector, with my very special guest, Draven. I intend on having him back. And this is not for he nor I to decide who won the debate. It is up to you. Put it in the comment section down below. Who do you think won? Is it the Dark Knight or is it the Moon Knight? Put it in the comment section down below. Don't forget to smash that notification bell, like, share, subscribe, and we will see you on the next Geek Culture Combat.